Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. The 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen that look like those heathen. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with a quick lesson in truth. And I'm finding it hard, I try, but I can't watch it because when you know history, the scriptures clearly say wisdom make of a wise man mad. In this series about the Dutton family, whatever the name, that series that was so popular with Kevin Costner. And these are the prequels to it. You got 1923, and then I think the other prequel was 1883. All right. And how, these Edomites got all this land, and how they love to use that saying, how they came over here with nothing and pulled themselves up by the bootstraps. They were given hundreds of millions of acres of land for free and sent to school on how to farm and things of that nature. And then they put policies in place to disallow Jake from owning land and property and doing what they did. And then when Jake did do it in the late 1800s, early 1900s, Esau came in and burned no less than 40 towns to the ground or drowned them, put them underwater. All right, destroyed those towns. And Jake was able to come up to become their equals and even surpass them. And just out of pure racial hatred, they burned them down. So this is about 1983. Well, the Red Summer was in 1919. All right. So it wasn't that long before that happened. And for anyone who look, it says, let me read this. All right, especially when it comes down to giving out that land. And these facts come from this is courtesy of the Montana Historical Society Research Center via Big Sky County Digital Network. So you can go to Big County Digital Network, courtesy of Montana Historical Society, and find all this. Right, it was Montana free homestead land. Right, that's what a Duttons is. That whole show with Kevin Costner with the ranch and everything. Which this show 1923 and 1883 are the prequels too. All right, and it says and it says a pamphlet, Montana Free Homestead Land, published by the Great Northern Railway, 1914. So they were literally giving away land to Edomites, to so-called white people that were coming from Europe. Millions of acres of it, which they were able to put farms on and put cattle on and horses and goats and sheep and cows and whatever, and pass that wealth on generation to generation to generation, and put up trespassing signs and shoot you and hang you if you came on their land, because they was hanging people in this 1923 show. All right. And Esau just going according to his nature, because in the scriptures, let's go to Genesis. Let's go to Genesis, the 25th chapter, and get the characteristics of Egypt. Of Esau, because this character here, Spencer, they making him out to be the hero. You see the elephant charging, and I can't play too much of that. I don't want to get but and then what happens is the elephant knocks over the car and charges them. And when the elephant puts his face near them, he shoots it in the head. He's the hero, but he had no business being where he was. And then when they're stranded out there, they get attacked by a pride of lions. So what do? They climb up in the tree high. And then as the lions come up after them, they shoot them in the face one by one, just leaving a trail of death and destruction. And why did they go to Africa? They went to Africa in the first place. Why? To collect trophies, tusk, horns, gorilla paws, all right? Set up safaris. And this was always the rich cowardlies who would shoot things with gigantic guns from half a mile away that poses them no threat just to have a trophy on their wall. And anyone has ever been to the Erie Cafe here in Chicago, when you walk in that place, it's a damn it's a damn graveyard of dead animals that have been shot down and hunted that did absolutely for no reason at all. All right, but Genesis 27 and no, not 27, 25 and 25. And it says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, right? It didn't say he was red and hairy. It was like a hairy garment, because what they did was they took these particular garments and they dyed them red. And it was from I think it was from some animal. I forget which animal. It was either a goat. I think it was some sort of goat or something like that. And they dyed it red. So it said like a red hairy garment. So he was red. Well, you know, what people do you call rednecks? And you're looking at a Native American below there. Because, you know, she's, you know, because they show her plight in the movie. All right. And how they were raping them and snatching them from home. You know, you can see at the bottom of the screen there, putting them in these boarding schools, breaking up their families, you know, and doing all kind of manner of horrible things unto them. All right. But, yeah, so Esau's red, not white. That's just the latest label that he's placed upon themselves. And that came about in 1681 in Virginia, for anyone who wants to know. All right, you can do the research and the history yourself. It was the first time that there was a creation, you know, of a portion of humanity that referred to themselves as white. There was no white people prior to 1881, at least not in document. That's the first time they documented it. So they self-proclaimed themselves that. All right. Before that, they were Caucasians. Before that, they were everything else. They've been the Germans, the French, the Romans, the Greeks, everything but Esau. And in the Bible, what I'm reading, Alexander, hold on, let me answer this. Hey, Shalom, beloved, I'm doing a lesson. Can I call you right back? No, it's all good, mighty man. I'll give you a ring right back, brother. All right, Shalom. That was that mighty brother Barack from the LA camp. But you know, but Esau Edom has been ducking and dodging his who he really is, and the Bible identifies him, right? And Alexander and the descendants of Alexander the Great, all right, Alexander of Macedon, can be traced back to Esau Edom. There's no ducking and dodging this, and they were identified as the wicked, and the wicked rule the earth, all right. They rule the earth. It says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. All right. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Jacob was 80 years old when she bare them. So he was 60 years old. A score is 20. All right. And the boys grew, and Esau became a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. If that don't describe the so-called black man and the so-called white man. Because, you know, the so-called white man loves to go out and put, you know, bear piss and you know, deer piss and whatever, and hide in the weeds and hide in the bushes, you know, and fool a duck with the duck call whistle and just shoot Bambi and you know, murder the ducks. He just loves to shoot, and it's not, and you shoot the bucks, the bears, they shoot things that are unlawful that you can't even eat, man. Wolves, just to collect trophies, man. All right. 27 again, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. All right. And that's the characteristics of Jacob and Esau to this day. Because Jake just likes to chill at the crib. And it's funny that I said that's even in the Bible. That's how you know that this was Jake. because slang don't go away. It just goes around again. You know that scripture that says that you know, they know their master's crib. All right. Let's go to Genesis 27 real quick. Genesis 27 and let's start at 32. And it reads, and Isaac his father said unto them, who art thou? And he said, I am thy firstborn son Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who is he that have taken the venison and brought it to me, me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yeah, and he shall be blessed. So, you know, Jacob came in and supplanted. That's what Jacob means. He supplanted Esau and came in and got the blessing, which was prophesied to go to him in the first place, which Esau sold to him. All right? Because in the Christian churches, they love to say that Jacob was a thief. They didn't claim to be Jacob. But they love to say Jacob was a thief and he stole it. See, because that's them getting mad because they know they're with Jacob. All right? But the fact is that Esau was the thief because he had already sold. You can't, as a matter of fact, when you go back to Genesis 25, I'm going to read at 28. I'm going to go Genesis 25 and 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sought pottage, he was cooking, and Esau came in from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, even that same red pottage. So give me some of that bloody meat. I don't care if it's not cooked. They still eat their meat bloody to this day. That's a characteristic of Esau. For I am faint, therefore was his name called Edom, because he ate that, so he's red, even though he is red. But nevertheless, you know, Esau, which means wasted away as he was pale. But, you know, they really have that reddish complexion. Why? Because their blood shows forth under their skin, especially if they're tired or they're sick or they're angry. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am to the point to die. What profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him and sold his birthright unto Jacob. So right there, and the Lord had already set it up anyway, so it was no longer Esau's blessing. So why, when it came time to get the blessing, he didn't tell his father that he had sold it to Jacob? So who's really the thief? Who's really the unethical one? All right? Who's really the one that was being disingenuous? The same murderous Edomite that loves to shoot and kill every damn thing. See, he's backing away from the let me see. He backs away from the, I don't want to, you know, show, I just want to show the screenshots, freeze frames. But there's the damn it, I had it. Didn't mean to do that. Now it's going to actually show it. And I don't want to show it. I don't want sound either. That's what I wanted. That dead animal. That poor, dead, all right, that died simply because this man wanted to go out and be somewhere that he didn't damn belong. All right? So the elephant, you protecting his territory, protecting his family, thinking, or she, I don't know if it was a male or female, but thinking that more than likely it was a male, was a bull. All right? You know, feeling that his family and his youth were in danger, it charged. But he had no business being out there anyway. You just murder an animal for doing what it does because you want to wander into its habitat. But see, but that's Esau Edom. He never keepeth at home. Matter of fact, let's get that. It's Habakkuk 2 and 4, and it reads, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto himself all people. See, he wants everyone to come together, but with him in charge, of course. All right. And he enlarges his territory and creates hellish conditions for everything. All right. Hell, I put up a short video on TikTok earlier. I think it was either Monday or Tuesday, and they took my video down. It was a minute long shorts showing you trees that will begin to bud in February, and you know, chemtrail after chemtrail after chemtrail in the sky under the sunset. You can see them plain as day, and mentioned a couple scriptures and who's responsible for that. And they actually took my damn videos down. You know, Esau is nothing but the harbinger of death. All right, just like that. You know, it say he'll make a wasteland out of his home and yours. All right. Yeah, let me jump down to verse 9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covenant to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So he's a covetous man. Matter of fact, let me read verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, of all that dwell therein. So when you go back, all right, and you see the you know, the Gadite chick here at the bottom of the screen, all right, when you see what happened unto Gad, you know, and how all the land was taken. Matter of fact, let's go back to that info, right? And they were putting those boarding schools, you know, all because of this guy wanted to be the hero. Okay. Wait, I don't want that playing. There we go. So, yeah, where's that at? About the millions of acres that these Edomites stole from my people. All right. Yeah, it says, it may be fashionable to play Indian now, but it was also trendy 125 years ago when people paid $5 a piece for falsified documents declaring them native on the Dawes Roll. So what if so this is really a just place. What they would do is they would go to the Dawes Rolls, because they have the records of this. But this show you how unrighteous and unholy that Esau Edom is. All right. Because they reclassified a lot of Negroes, or a lot of so-called black people as Negroes. And they also reclassified a lot of Native Americans also as Negroes, is what I meant to say. All right. As a matter of fact, they classified them both, because they were just calling them blacks or Native blacks, or they were calling them Native Americans. All right. Sometimes they even called them tree niggers or forest niggers. But in 1682, the year after 1681, when Esau declared himself white, he declared there was an act that was committed in Virginia as well, that declared, I'm trying to see if I can grab that receipt real quick, that declared the natives and the Negroes the same. Here now, found it. Call the lawyer, how about Shema was shy. And Virginia passed 2 acts in 1682 that combined Native Americans and Africans into a category as Negroes. All right. Because they were both being used for slavery. All right. And they try to hide that native slavery, because they don't want them getting together and knowing that, but it's too late now. All right. Because they are the same people. And that fulfills the scripture of Jeremiah 50 and 33, when it says, you know, the northern and southern kingdom, Judah and Israel, would be in slavery together. As a matter of fact, since I got at the receipts, these images they use to put on, you know, especially that one at the bottom left corner there on the screen, they use these as signs, you know, as pamphlets to sell slaves. And most people don't know that those were Native Americans. These are Native Americans. These aren't Africans. These were Native Americans. This is how dark they were when Esau first came here. So the way that they look now, and when you're looking at, you know, baby girl on the screen at the bottom, it was a lot of rape robbery that took place to get her this, for that to happen to her. Okay. So going back to that other receipt, back to the evidence folder. I think it was right there at the bottom too. Yeah, right here. It says the so-called $5 Indian paid the government agents under the table in order to reap the benefits that came with having Indian blood. Many white men with an appetite for land, $5 Indians paid to register the Dow's roll, earning a fraudulent enrollment into tribes along the benefits to inherit by generations to come. So what this is telling me is that they still have the records of all those people who did that. Yeah. They have their names and their records and their family names. So it should be an easy thing to make them give back all this land and all the, think about it, and then all the benefits they've got. They've sent their children to school for free. All right. All kinds of benefits that they didn't want the natives to get, which is why they reclassified them as Negroes. All right. Especially those darker ones. All right, just reclassified them, and now you got, natives walking around and they calling them blacks and African Americans to this day. All right, and then you have and this was the Southern Homestead Act of 1866. Was signed on June 21st, 1866, teaching about any of the Homestead Act. It is important to include how the land was stolen from Native Americans. The act opened up 46 million acres of federal land in Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, and Louisiana. Remember, we read about the one in Montana further on in the 1920s. So this was happening 1910s. So this was happening over and over again in America. So hundreds of millions of acres were given to them. Stolen land. Let's go to Micah. Yeah, because I couldn't watch this shit. I saw that scene and I was done. The murdering those lions, and I know, when you, like I said, the truth maketh the wise men mad. But this is Micah 2 and 1. And it reads, "Woe to him that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands." Right? They covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, in his house, even a man in his heritage. So how they put her inside this damn boarding school and all her people, and beat them when they spoke their own language. All right, on the bottom part of the screen there. Okay. I don't know what's going on here, but that's what was going on here in this scene, right? And this scene in the middle at the bottom, she's talking about it, and they show her when they cut her hair, and yeah, that's what they were doing, man. So these colonizers, what they don't understand is they're gonna get what they did is gonna be done back unto them. All right, that's Isaiah 14:1 and 2. All right, when they will become the captives of those that they had captive. All right, the scripture says clearly that if a man stealeth a man and he be found in his hand, all right, that man shall surely be put to death. All right, you got a driver's license, you have a birth certificate, you have a social security number. That's all evidence of your ownership, that they own you. All right, through contractual law. Why you think a license expires? Because the contract expires, so you have to get a new license so that they can put you back under their law, under their control. All right? So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.